Okay, welcome back. We're going to explore a technique related to anxiety in this video. Anxiety is probably the most common experience I hear from students that brings them to meditation. But it's also one of the things that throws up the most barriers or obstacles, particularly in the heat of the moment. So for me personally, when I'm in a situation that brings up anxiety, if I'm in a room with new people, if I'm in a large kind of social space, and I notice the experience of anxiety arising, it's hard for me to do certain techniques. It's hard for a lot of people to do certain techniques, especially ones that are related to the breathing, because a lot of the symptoms of anxiety kind of happen along the sort of front of the body here. We get the butterflies in the stomach, we get the tightness in the chest and the jaws. And so, really, when someone tells you, hey, you can relieve that anxious experience by just bringing your attention to your breath, it kind of doesn't make sense in the moment for some of us. For others, it does, and that's great. But for others, this technique will be far more suited. So, without further ado, we'll just dive right in and then we can talk a little bit afterwards about how you can use this not just in the sort of safe space that you might be in now, but in the sort of heat of battle in an anxious experience. So, go ahead and find a comfortable position. Have a straight posture if you can. It's okay if you can't, but the straight posture does just help with keeping you alert and awake throughout the guidance. You can start with the eyes closed if that's comfortable for you. And just go ahead and start to bring your attention into your body. Let's start with the hands. So wherever your hands are, if they're on your laps, if they're clasped together, just do your best not to think about your hands, but to notice the sensations directly. Can you locate those directions in space? Does your attention go up, down? What do you notice when you get there to those sensations at the hands? Do you notice heat, pressure, movement, tingling, pins and needles? Just do your best to notice as much sensation as you can in your hands. And now bring your attention to your feet. So if they're on the floor, just notice, does your attention have to move down to the floor? Just opening us up to the idea that we can track how our attention moves in space. And when you locate those sensations in your feet, what do you notice there? Tightness, pressure, heat. How much detail can you notice? Can you begin to tease out the sensations in your baby toe, in your big toe, on the left foot, on the right foot? Don't worry if there's thoughts and distractions and other feelings happening. Just to the best of your ability, just keep track of those sensations in the feet. And now just bring your attention up to your eyes. So again, you're not thinking about your eyes, you're just bringing your attention directly to those sensations around the eyes. For a lot of us, we're squinting all day without noticing, so if you are, just relax that and see what sensations are present. Again, tingling, pins and needles, pressure, movement, heat, cold. Just be curious about these sensations. Notice them moment by moment. And anytime you notice yourself squinting your eyes, just relax them. And just notice that the three areas that we've explored, the sensations in the hands, the sensations in the feet, the sensations around the eyes, have all been somewhat neutral. So even when the experience of anxiety arises, it primarily lights up around the belly, the chest, the jaws. And because it tends to take center stage when it does light up, we forget about these other sensations in our body that are more neutral. And so if we can just take a few minutes to practice finding these neutral, safe sensations in the body, we can keep them in mind the next time an experience of anxiety arises and sort of sucks all of our attention in. We can ground our attention in these neutral sensations. And this doesn't deny the sensations of anxiety. It just helps to not let them take up so much of our attention. It helps to ground our attention in all of the other things that are happening in that moment of anxiety. And let's just explore two more options briefly. Notice the sounds of the environment that you're in. Do you notice the quiet in the room? Is there traffic outside? Just random sort of humming of the refrigerator and so on? Again, try not to analyze what you're hearing, just noticing that experience of hearing moment to moment. Do the sounds sound like they're far away or kind of close to your ears? Do they stay constant or do they stop and start? And lastly, if your eyes were closed up until now, you can gently open them. You don't have to open them wide and start looking around just yet. You can just gently open the eyes, keeping a soft downward gaze. And just notice the sights in your environment. And just one last time, dropping the discursive thinking about what you're seeing. Just letting that arise and pass, and just notice the raw data of seeing. What do you actually notice with the eyes open? Color, form, depth, light, dark. Almost as though your eyes were just a camera without any discursive thinking. Just notice that sort of bare bones experience of seeing. And if that's new for you, that's okay. Feel free to sort of guess and grope with these techniques as you learn them. You're not going to be a master at them right away. And slowly you can begin to just look around the room that you're in. You can move your body, stretch your body. We'll gently bring that period of guidance to a close. And I hope you enjoyed that technique. That's one that I go to a lot when I'm, like I said, actually in the moment of anxiety, in that situation that causes me anxiety. I can go into it with more confidence, knowing I can ground my attention in these safer places, these neutral sensations in the body, these sounds in my environment, these sights in my environment. They just ground my attention without suppressing the experience of anxiety, trying to make it go away. They actually give it more space to move. And when it has more space to move, in my experience, that's what it needs. It can sort of move on when we give it space to move on. Very often, when it arises, we don't know what to do and we shut down, and that can be a sort of negative feedback loop. It never has room to move. So, when we have these anchors in our sensory experience, it can really free up that anxiety to move as it needs to and then move on. So that was just an introduction to that technique. We can explore it a little bit deeper in further guidances. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, please do reach out, let me know, and I will look forward to practicing with you in the next one.